Today I'm going to show you how to find welding government contracts. If you have a welding business or you want to get into the space of working with the government in welding, then you've come to the right place. I'm going to show you how to find these government contracts on a federal level, so how to work with the federal government, and then I'm going to show you how to do that with your state, city, or even your county. So let's get into it. So the first website I would like to show you how to find welding government contracts is SAM.gov. This website has all federal government contracting opportunities. So if you want to work with the federal government, this is the website to find these contracts. Now, once you come here, let me show you the home page. You want to click on search. Then you want to make sure you select contracting. And once you select contracting, you're going to find these filters. The first way you can maybe search is type in welding here in the keyword search. This might work, might not, but you're going to have to review all of these opportunities. As you can see, you got a lot of them. Some of them will have something to do with welding. Another might have a mention of the word. So you want to be careful and review each one of them. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you click on each one of these results and then you check the general information. So you want to make sure that the response deadline has not passed. And then this is where they have a set aside. So set aside, some opportunities are set aside for veteran owned businesses or small businesses. So you want to see if you have the certificates and these contracts are specifically for that segment of society. Then you have to go here and read the description. And in some cases, there will be attachments here that you have to review, read, and get more information about. And then at the bottom, you would have the contact information of the contracting officer. So in most cases, this is the officer that you have to submit your bid to. And in most cases, if you have any questions, this is the email that you send emails to. Now, if you want a more straightforward way of searching, you wouldn't use the keyword search because it's misleading in most cases. What you would do is you would go, obviously, actually, let me go through the filters. So there's a federal organization filter. If you want to work with a specific federal organization, let's say the US Army or NASA, for example, then you would put in that specifically. But if you're just looking for opportunities, you don't need to worry about this. Dates, you want to select a deadline. So that's when the offer is due. So if you want to give yourself some time, then you can come here and choose maybe the next day, next week, next month, or even next year. Now with the notice type, and this is an important one, the request of the government falls into different notices. So it could be a pre-solicitation, a sources sought. This is before it becomes an official solicitation where the government is asking for businesses to submit bids to perform a specific job. So they're reaching out to companies to see how much things cost, if they want to get more details on inquiry of like how would you do XYZ. They want to get more details. So you're basically helping the government shape up the solicitation. Then once it graduates from becoming a pre-solicitation, it becomes a solicitation. So what I would like to search for is a sources sought pre-solicitation. This way, these two I choose because I want to develop a relationship with the agency, and they're a good way for me to get my foot in the door. So once it becomes a solicitation, I can submit that. And then I choose solicitation and combine synopsis and solicitation. You want to make sure you avoid selecting award notices and justifications. These are for contracts that have been awarded in the past, so we don't really care about them. Now, for product or service information, there's something called the NAICS code, and that's a code for every industry. So you could think construction has a specific code, and then the more you go down into details, they'll have different codes. So construction would have a code, for example, educational services would have a code, manufacturing would have a code. So you want to search by NAICS code, and that's because every one of these opportunities, they are labeled by a code. So the keyword search might not work in a lot of cases on this website. So you want to filter by NAICS code. So what are the NAICS code for welding? I've gathered these NAICS codes, and I'm gonna mention each one why you would choose this one. So this specific code, it's labeled other foundation structure and building exterior contractors. So this one is for welding contractors working on buildings and structure. If you are working on welding plate metal for tanks and bins, then you would choose this code. If you're welding for structural metal fabrication, then you would choose this code. Then if you have welding is done as part of industrial equipment repair, then it's this code. And then finally, if a welding is for making or repairing vehicle parts, then you would choose this code. Finally, this one is just in case you do something that falls under engineering services, then you would choose this code. But I think for welding specifically, these are the codes that you have to look into. So depends on what you specialize in. You would have to get that code and then you would have to paste it here. Just give it a second. As you can see, plate work manufacturing, and we found no results, maybe because I'm searching by welding. So that's the thing. It might be a welding opportunity, but it's labeled by the code, but it doesn't have the word welding in it. So you want to make sure you remove the word welding. And as you can see, you're getting 22 results because these don't have a mention of the word welding. Now, I've talked briefly about set aside. As I mentioned, these are certificates for segment of society. It could be small businesses. In most cases, if you're a welding business, you qualify to be a small business set aside. So I'd highly recommend you get these certifications and you look into them. There are a lot of resources online on YouTube and somewhere else explaining each one of these. So let's go ahead and choose total small set aside. Finally, the important one is the place of performance. You obviously operate in a specific city, in a specific state. If you don't, then good for you, more opportunities. But you want to filter by your state and zip code. I wouldn't go for zip code mainly because it's too specific. And if you choose a zip code, if it's not labeled, if it doesn't have a zip code in it, it's not going to find it. So I would just filter down by state. So you could just choose your state and hope that you find some opportunities. Obviously, in NAICS code, I forgot to mention, if you qualify for more, if you want to find opportunities for more than one, you could choose all of them in the same search. As you can see here, now we're searching for two. Actually, let me remove Colorado 1 second. So we're searching for two NAICS codes. You could do as many as you want. So you don't have to search per NAICS code per search. You can do as many NAICS codes as you want. And I've showed you how you would review each one of these search results. You see, you get the description and then you get the attachments. You want to download them, read them, and break them down in hopes to submit a bid. Now, I'm going to show you an easier way of doing this. Before I do that, there's the state, local, and education. I'll have this list. It has all government procurement websites for all states. So what I want you to do is I want you to go on this. I'll have it, as I mentioned, for free. You go to your state and you would want to find government contracts in your state. So let's say you're in Texas. You want to come here. You want to come to the state of Texas procurement website and you want to find government contracts on there. So you have to search for welding. Maybe you have to read through them, but that's what you would have to do. There's a different website for the city. So if you're in San Antonio, the city would have a different website. If you are in a county, let's say a Bexar County, then it would have a different NAICS code. For example, Dallas would have a different website than Houston, than Austin. So you have to make sure you have the procurement website for your state on the federal level and also for your city. And if your county has one, that also would be ideal. And you can just do the searches here. You can hope to find something for welding. If not, also, if you are here, make sure you always filter the status to be posted, because if you're going to filter through awarded, it's just so many of them. Always filter the status for posted. Now, you might tell me doing this is a lot of work. I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a lot of work. Doing this on federal level, then state, then local, and then your city, and then your county, and the search is annoying. And that's why I have a website that would make it a lot easier for you. It's called SAM.gov, and it's an AI for government contracting website. What you can do here is you can just type in welding services and it will understand what you're talking about. You've seen the NAICS code we talked about. You can put them here, but you don't have to. But I did, and I'm filtering here by active only. And just with that, I can also switch and search in states. So as you can see, I'm searching for welding services. The nice thing for each one of these search results, I'm getting a AI generated summary. So this one is a community college in Louisiana. They're seeking bids for welding metals project. This one is Louisiana, and they are seeking bids for welding equipment. Then this one is also in Louisiana. They're seeking bids for welding material. This one is in North Carolina. So you can filter by your state. So let's say we are in California. We can filter by government contracts in California. As you can see, you're getting welder, and for each one of these, you're getting an AI generated summary. This one is potential contract 7 years and an estimated annual budget of $10 million. Nice. Now, if you go back to what I was showing you on the federal level, each one of these results, what you can do, let's say you're interested in this one, the fabrication of bronze rings in the US Army is requesting bronze rings. So let's say you want to look more into this. So you click on it, you're getting the AI summary, but then you have the description and all of these attachments. What you would want to do is you want to summarize these. So you're not wasting your time. Let me show you how long this document is. You're not wasting your time reading a long document. This one is 65 pages. So before you read through this, I would like to get a summary, and that's why I'm utilizing the AI here to do that. And as you can see, you're getting all the important details in here. But that's obviously not enough, but you're just getting an idea on what this document is about before you download it. You can do the same with each one of these, just so you understand, because a lot of them, they have titles like this with numbers and they don't make sense to you. So you want to summarize first to make sure you are reading the right document. Now, here we're getting the product description, which is nice. Now, let's say you want to break this down on a deeper level. What you could do is you can click on Ask SAM Search AI. This will have context of the long description and all of the attachments. And you can come here and ask it questions as much as you want. So let's say we could say, break this for me. You could talk to it like a message. Break this opportunity for me and give me requirements details. Now what it will do, it will read through all of these documents and the description, and it will find you relevant information. And just like that, we're getting the description of each one of the items, the delivery address, and the time frame. And here we're getting important dates. I want to say, what are the submission instructions? And we're getting here submission requirements, technical evaluation, price evaluation, electronic submission, and then specific document types. So you can dwell on these. You can ask as many questions as you want. Give me the specifications, for example. You can dwell on these as much as you want. You can break it down, ask it all the questions you want, just so you can understand the opportunity through chat and you're not wasting a lot of time reading really long documents like this one. You could have a friendly conversation with the AI and it'll give you all the details that you want. Now, once you're ready to submit a bid, you can click on Generate Proposal. This will take in your company profile and the opportunity and merge them both together and draft an outline, and then we'll draft a proposal based on that. You can try samsearch.co. I'll have a link in my description pinned comment. Thank you so much for watching and good luck winning welding government contracts. See you soon. Bye bye.